since the start of the national lockdown, our energetic breakfast crew has been joined by our favorite nature boy, Ryle de Morny. And of course, he's not just a nutrition nut, if that's even a word, but he's a fitness fanatic as well, and now also an accomplished actor. You may have seen him appear in a Clover ad, but his latest acting endeavor has become a global hit.
People like them always crash.
She's a genuine influencer.
Best to know your place then.
How much are they paying for this?
3.5, I think. 1,000.
What if these people are dodgy?
Rich people can't be dodgy.
I'm a girl just like what? I don't give up.
Is it always this hectic?
Pretty much.
Drama.
That's right, our own Ryle is part of the cast of Africa's second Netflix original show, Blood and Water. And it's great to have him here to actually speak to the man behind the camera, in the scenes. That's amazing, man. Congratulations, first of all, on this incredible job that you're doing and being part of Africa's second original production.
Yeah, man, Kat, it's just been an absolutely overwhelming experience just to be a part of something that you can be proud of as a South African and an African. I think it just stands out as an achievement on its own, but just so blessed to just be able to be a part of something so big, man. It's been insane.
And I guess on top of that as well is hearing about the success of the show, where it's been #1 in South Africa, #1 elsewhere.
So it's so weird because we shot it so far back that when it actually does release, it's like this whole new sensation, and you don't realize how big it actually is until you start looking outward and looking at the media.
Yeah.
And subsequently realize that it actually has done so incredibly well. It's the first time an African and South African production has done so well internationally. But when it comes to the American charts, the UK charts, it's reached #1 in the US, which is a monumental achievement of its own internationally, and various other countries across the globe. So it's been insane to get so much love from the world and to see how much the world actually loves South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about how it came to you. How did it rock up on your path? And obviously the news of finding out that you actually made it into the final lead cast. That must have just blown your mind.
Absolutely crazy, even just thinking about it now. I mean, I was never really an actor, and I didn't even have an agency, and I actually was found through a social media platform like Instagram. And they reached out to me, and they knew of my history, being a coach, being involved in swimming and a lifeguard, and they felt that I might be able to fit a certain role.
Okay.
And going through to the casting, being so overwhelmed by just learning lines even, it was something new to me, and being so nervous, and going to the casting with this small inkling of belief, and it was enough to make me stand up there and kind of just try and own it. Well, try and own it.
Yeah.
And through that process, I went for a callback. The director actually saw something which I think was raw because my skills weren't really developed then. And throughout the show and shooting it, I was growing and learning as I went along. It's complete debut. I'd never done anything like that before. So for me, just understanding that the director just saw something within me that I didn't actually show all of in that casting, but yet he believed enough in me to know that I could bring it out into the show, and that just means so much. You can't imagine.
Yeah. Was it intimidating walking around the set with actors that are perhaps maybe more experienced than you are, and you can see how they're pulling off their scenes, and you're like, your scene is in the next 10 minutes. Oh, where's that line? Is it there? Did you ever go through that kind of process?
That was me to a T. I was standing there. So one thing I must say, I'm not good at memorizing things. Even when it comes to being on the show or anything, I know what to say, but if you want me to say it verbatim, I really struggle with that. And that didn't help me in school either, trying to learn those textbooks. But what I found was there's so much presence. You got the best of the best around you, and you're so intimidated. You're just like, man, there's these giants walking in, and I'm trying to learn my lines, and these guys are already putting swag into it and emotion, and I'm like, I'm not even there yet. So as intimidating as it was, I realized through the process that it was one of the biggest blessings to be surrounded by that much talent. And I was just absorbing and taking in as much as I can, asking questions. So initially overwhelming, yes, but it's such a blessing in the end.
Wow, and now you've done it, and look at the success of the show. So are there any plans now to carry it forward into the next series, the next film? I don't know.
Definitely, Kat. I think it really just unlocks something within me, allows me to just express myself, to be challenged on a complete another level. And I mean, this is the first, it was a debut for me, like we mentioned. So I really just want to carry on this emotion, carry on with this momentum, and challenge myself and find some more roles in this. So hopefully you'll see some more of me. Let's pray for a season 2 as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
I think with the success so far, we definitely are looking at a season 2, but it's not confirmed yet. So let's pray that I get to exercise and continue to grow and join the ranks of guys like yourself one day.
Well, I would never proclaim myself to be an actor. I just like, no. Let's not even get in there. But now that we're here and we're talking about the future of your career and where you might possibly want to go, if you could paint the ideal character that you would love to play, paint that image for me. In what kind of scenario would that be?
I like that question. You're letting me think big and dream big here. And I think if I could be, I think an example would be cast in a role where it's a Bear Grylls meets like Rambo, and it's like action adventure, a lot of nature, but there's still some sort of a feel-good vibe where there's a highlight on protecting this beautiful world that we're in and conservation. So a hybrid of all of that would be a perfect role for me, I think, just to kind of let Nature Boy out and do his thing.
I think I've got the perfect character for that. You could play like the new age version of David Attenborough.
Oh,
Make a movie about
space,
that. But listen, brilliant stuff, man. I think we as a family are so proud of you and certainly are wishing you all of the best going forward in your career, man. Well done.
Thank you so much, Kat. Thank you.
Ryle de Morny. Do not forget that name.